Hello, ladies and gentlemen, that is the sound of footsteps. That means the sound of map number 3 beginning between Luminosity Gaming and Nynjas in Pyjamas, and we are diving directly into the pistol round. We'll be seeing the knife round already concluding. Unfortunately, we didn't catch that on the, I guess you could say, game scope of things, but now you see Luminosity Gaming just rushing into bomb site B, and that's going to be FNX getting one. Fortunately, Get Right caught between a rock and a hard place, quite literally, almost completely. And that is going to be now him trying to get something, but Fur comes in for the finishing blow, getting himself a double kill. And FNX getting a cleanup. Double kill to his name as well. Sorry, there was one taken by, I think that was, I want to read that again. I think it was possibly FNX. So, off the back of that round, they have purchased almost unanimously SMGs. We do, of course, see that FNX has an AK-47. That was Cold Zero who got one frag to his name off the back of that last round, by the way. But check this out. Nynjas in Pyjamas are going pretty hard eco here. There's no armor on any of these guys. They do have 3 frags. Very respectable decision given the position that they're in right now. That is to say, the terrorist side. And that is, if it works here, it'll be absolutely nuts. There's no other way to say it. But big investment already, $600 thrown into this. But, you know, I mean, as it stands right now, Fur gets one and that's immediately refragged. Pith coming in and getting one with his USP. What on earth? Luminosity Gaming already losing a couple of their weapons, not able to contribute too much to it, but at the same time, they are re-grasping control. This is we see Taco coming and get a double, triple kill to his name. It's all Freiburg left on Chicken Coop now. He's only got a deagle in hand. He's being sprayed on right now. And Code Zero will go in and get dirty. Get his hands dirty up close and personal with Get Right. We, I believe, picked up one in the back as well. So with that being said, now we are going to be seeing NIP in not so fantastic position at this moment. It's going to be a really hard eco off the back of this round. It looks as though there's perhaps only one upgraded pistol if I'm looking at this correctly. Fur going in with a MAC-10. Spraying wildly will still get the head of Get Right, excuse me. I almost said net right. Yeah. But Fur gonna go aggressive here at AB connector. Find another to his name. This is perhaps going to teach Nynjas in Pyjamas not to get aggressive here. A little bit of a blind spray. Fur gets himself a third. And Cold Zero gets himself a double kill. So now Nynjas in Pyjamas going hard eco, almost, I would say almost hard eco, 2 rounds in a row. Of course, those frag grenades made a big difference, and it's really, really a situational play. It's almost about the same reason why you would buy a Mag 7 on this map if you're on CT side. But speaking of, we actually do see Get Right purchasing one himself. That should optimally be used at drop. And that's going to be Taco going in, getting dirty on the entry. Freiburg getting a refrag. Flash being tossed in. Fur backpedaling. Freiburg getting a little bit overzealous here as Fur does punish him. It was all a question of who peaked first there. I mean, that angle is just, it really is difficult to work with, to say the very least. But Get Right, he's forced into the open there, and he does get one for his time, but it's still 3 versus 2 in the bigger scheme of things. Fallen brings it back to 3 versus 1, and now Forrest, the last man standing for his team, has to make the clutch if he wants to keep his team's economy alive. Or they stop it from getting wiped out. With as much noise as they've made, that flashbang should confirm the entry coming in, or rather the position of NIP's last player, but Fur goes in, intercepts, and gets himself a double kill. 4 rounds to Luminosity Gaming's name. NIP is, I mean, this map decides who goes to the grand finals. This map decides who gets eliminated. I'm not sure if there's a 3rd place, 4th place match or not. Now we're going to be seeing Fur poking forward. This is essentially only upgraded pistols coming in from the NIP side of things. Smoke and some blind fire onto that window. CT is being as silent as possible. This is one of the things that Nynjas and Pyjamas is really known for. But already an exchange of fire, and they, I mean, I'm not going to say there was no reason to peek there, but they are abused for peeking that angle. Molotov here, taking advantage of. Fur gets another to his name, but it's 2 refrags in the background. So Luminosity Gaming's economy, it does grow off the back of this round, but not fantastically, not magnificently, especially with an AWP purchase coming in from Fallen. Speaking of, we see Pith going with his own AWP, and we have to ask ourselves what that is going to do for the team. Taco, ooh boy. Things are really heated where he is, and guess what? It's that looks like something genuinely invented by Nynjas and Pyjamas right there. That was a Molotov that was designed to keep the entire team from entering. Really, double Molotovs. I may not have been paying attention, so pardon me if I sound like an idiot or a doofus or whatever you have in between. May have been one half Luminosity Gaming Molotov, the other half Nynjas and Pyjamas Incendiary. Tried doing something similar apparently, but it just didn't pan out. Gerrit and Freiburg, they're waiting for someone to come in to drop. Excellent pop flash coming in from Fur, but there's no one inside drop at the moment. Speaking of, Fallen does make his entrance known. He still gets Get Right. Looking for the second, will hit the feet of Exist. I think through that through the concrete, because otherwise how else would he do so little damage? It's really hard to say, but that's gonna be Pith getting another. Oh my god. He's just got a double. Everyone says halt. Just a minute, we need to think about this. The last man standing is going to be Taco. Switches real quick, and that will be abused. So now we have NIP bringing things back by 1 round. Can they do this again is a very good question. Because if they lose this round, I mean, we have to face it, really. I mean, if you're talking about a meta purchase situation with only 2 players left alive on CT side at the end of a round, you're not making profit off of an elimination win, because you have to spend I think that's 16,800, but here we go. They're getting into that quite rapidly, and Get Right, he abuses it. He's only left with 19 HP, but it's going to be Cold Zero getting 1 to his name, 2 to his name. Pith now keeping his eye on drop. No smokes here. He's now looking at crate. Get Right shuts down the man who's trying to come at him. Cold Zero gets a refrag, and it's 2 versus 2. Fallen shuts down Pith, and now at 9 HP, it's all on Get Right. 1 versus 1. Spray through, and that's going to be Get Right, who just happens to make the bullet land. Still an expensive win coming in from the CT side, even more so than the last round. If every player has to repurchase M4s and full utilities, you're talking about spending a grand total of, 4 times 5,600 at the very least. So that comes to about 22.4. And you can see here, it's really starting to show the economic damage. But conversely, from Luminosity Gaming, their own economic lead has been taken down. You can see now that Taco is forced to use a Tech 9, and Fallen has a Galil. No AWPs coming in from the terrorist side, so that's something that's going to work strongly in favor of Nynjas and Pyjamas. Swedish superstars. They look somewhat favored to take this round. It's really hard to say, because it's such an even split in firepower, or close to even split in terms of firepower. It's Taco taking 1. But now it's 5 versus 4. So with that being said, Luminosity Gaming, they can approach this more conservatively. They could do something that we haven't seen them do just yet, which would be, you know, pulling a total fake for bomb site B and then immediately rotating back towards A. Get right immediately puts himself off a platform. He drops down to corner, I suppose you could say. It's going to be a blind Freiberg, still making one. His position revealed, however, it may be difficult for him to make that hold. 3 versus 2 in favor of the CT is now back to 2 versus 2, but the position of Fur is revealed, and I'm pretty sure they should know. Oh my god, Fur just turns the corner like a boss. TMP versus Fur's AK, and it's just Cold Zero left with 12 HP. Both players could be one shot at this point. 5 seconds remain. They have to make the plant happen. It's a fake. 2 seconds remain, and it's not going to the terrorist side. Cold Zero just now with only $950 in his pocket. If they're going to quasi-buy this, he will need to be dropped. Nynjas and Pyjamas making a solid comeback after that last round. I mean, yes, you can see they're on, you know, an SMG and a Mag 7. Not optimal rifle play by any means. But simultaneously, it's better than being at an Armor Tech 9 purchase. But as I say that, Taco makes the frag. And that was playing into drop. They're going into A. At least they're trying to. Forrest, I don't think he saw that slick slide by. That 007 tactic coming in from our bomb carrier. That would be Cold Zero. There's now Thomas in the hands of the T's, but that was in the hands of T's. They do get the bomb plant achieved. So if that's 4 rounds in a row, then I don't know. Fallen doesn't know it's real. 3 seconds. Gonna go out. Nearly gets one to his team, but with that being said, Luminosity Gaming, yeah, there it is. The money, it's better than it was last round on average, but certainly not a fantastic position to be in. With 4 rounds to the enemy team. But simultaneously, Nynjas and Pyjamas, you can see their economy. They haven't, although it's been 4 wins in a row for them, they just haven't had that chance to build the bank. Because all of these rounds, save for the most previous one, were actually very expensive to win. Alright, so here we now. Freiberg trying to work his way into drop. Puts a Molotov on Fallen, and that's going to take him down to about 54 HP. On the reload, Get Right will find him, but misses the first shot. Second shot, third shot, still alive. What on earth is this? 6 HP on this person. Exist now peeking down B corridor. Looks like there's some kind of a sticker error at the top of your screen. Now, what is happening? It's amazing to see this many bullets exchanged and no frags just yet. But as I say that, Fur makes the dust clear. Get right. Whoa, how did he get in there? He's going in for a flank now. He's been spotted. Four versus 4, 30 seconds remain. They have to make a choice now. No one's on bomb site A, but it's 1 for 1. 1 for 1 again. The trades are there. They're real. Forrest at 15 HP. A rifle now salvaged by Get Right, but he's taken down. It's 1 versus 2. We're going to have to see the miracle of all miracles happen here for Forrest. The plant is going down. It is live. And that is going to be FNX sealing it out for Luminosity Gaming. And this isn't going to be spectacular in terms of buys coming in from the NIP side of things. We just saw the money not even more than 2 minutes ago. So, of course, it's going to be a stronger buy coming in from the terrorist side of things. Although not perfect, you can see what it is, and it's certainly better than the position that NIP is in right now. By all means, objectively, when you step back and examine the weapons that are used, 4-man anti-execute onto bomb site A, right positions, 2 frags for 2 weapons. Dropped weapons used as bait. Get Right with only 6 HP behind Stone. That's going to be Exist going into that narrow corridor. 1 HP remains on our CZ wielding CT, but he's taken down now by Fallen. Forrest might be able to get something here, but he was spotted and walled for the most part around Crate. So Luminosity Gaming make very meager profit off the back of that round in terms of economy. The real trick is the fact that they had 2 players left. And if they have to drop for another player, then that's what really costs them money. Exist is definitely spicing things up. He's going into this round with an auto sniper. And he's going back by chicken coop. Fur is now looking for that entry angle. Get right, turns that corner, does do enough damage to make 1 frag to his name. Hit rate 1 frag, and now he's going back into drop with 34 HP remaining on his secondary target. If he's able to get this one, he'll make $1,800. Still looking for that angle to play with. Oh boy, that's Exist, bringing back to 5-3, and now Luminosity Gaming, well, that's Exist off the map. 3 versus 4. And Get Right doesn't have the right weapon in hand to deal with weapons, or rather targets at a distance. FNX goes in loud, brings it back to 3-3. It was once 3-5, but can they get to execute on this? Freiberg doing a damn good job of holding his ground. Takes on 1, doesn't quite get 2. 39 seconds remain. Are we going to see the bomb planted anytime soon? That's a good question. They're creeping around site. Cold Zero manages to get 1. Get Right spotted. Only 11 HP remains. His position compromised, and that is going to be Get Right getting his second. Switches to the USP. 6 HP. Both players only 1 shot. 20 seconds remain. He's spotted. Oh my god. The jump. 11 seconds. This is so nail-bitingly close. The bomb plant is real and it is live. He's going in loud and he's going to get to execute. Get Right with 3 kills on his Mag 7. $2,700 to the pocket and the defuse for NIP. This man is a machine. You could hear the crowd going absolutely wild as he was turning some corners. So here we are after a somewhat long defuse, now coming into a round that is going to bring things closer to, I don't know what's going on here, but we don't have in-game vision, so I don't know who made the first frag there. Let me go ahead and make sure the guys know that the clean feed is broken. There we go, it's fixed now. But Forrest getting aggressive now all of a sudden, gets away with a triple kill. I'm sorry, double kill to his name. While it looks like Luminosity Gaming made 1 opening frag there. Okay, so they've managed to trick the enemy team into thinking that they are going to bomb site A. Instead, they could circle back around, and it looks like they are indeed doing that, going for bomb site B. But Exist, he's there with an auto sniper, if I'm reading this correctly, is he? No. Ah, there he is. So, a little bit of a difficult retake. They're going to have to turn every corner and turn it quite slowly. Here we are. Bullets exchange 1 for 1, and now it's Pith and Forrest left for the retake. They have lower HP than their terrorist counterparts, and that is just, the crossfire over there was just perfect, coming in from Cold Zero and Fallen. And on the secondary frag, just standard, it was essentially just a hunt down, I guess you could say. But now, I mean, this is the thing that's so, I don't want to say nitty and gritty about Cobblestone, but the fact of the matter is, the reason why it's so difficult to bank money as a team sometimes is because of the way the trades are. But at least in this particular matchup between NIP and Luminosity Gaming, that's how it pans out. Nynjas and Pyjamas managing to get a more than respectable 5 rounds on the CT side thus far, but that's going to be Very overzealous coming in from one of them. Trying to steal that weapon. Trying to get Fur's Mac 10. Now they're on eco. A lot of them are low HP. And it's just going to be Fallen, Taco, Cold Zero. Just everyone is going in and getting frags from the LG side of things. You can see maybe now the tension is... It's still there as a player. I know what that feeling is like. It's difficult to explain. Neither side is depressed. Neither side is happy. They're just focused. Fully focused on the game. They're not thinking about the consequences of losing this or that round or even this map. They're living by the second in game. I remember when I was a player myself, the one feeling I had that overrid all feelings is just the one feeling that I wanted the most was for it to be over. The round to be finished. But that is going to be Fallen now coming in and getting the opening frag. He does exchange a little bit in the way of HP. Freiberg getting on site a little bit too late. Will get blindsided a little bit, but he's trying to return fire with that UMP. Can't quite do it. FNX going in and gonna get one to his name. CTs are very slow to rotate on this. Taco, he's just watching backdoor get right, hoping to get that triple again with the Mag 7. Gets one, is on the way with it. It's gonna get... I mean, that's last round of the first half. Going to Luminosity Gaming. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take things into a short break. And then we'll be back with the second half of the third map, Cobblestone. Don't go away. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back now with the second half. And the stakes are high for both sides. I mean, this is basically, this is where you want to have it when you're on Cobblestone, really. There's no other way to say it. If you're on the CT side and you manage to get 5 rounds, well, you've met the threshold that you want on CT side. And likewise, Luminosity Gaming, they've met the threshold that they want, the bare minimum number of rounds that they want while they were on T side. The question is, how will they hold here? Let's find out. Opening shots now fired. There's a Tech 9 in this as well. Fallen gets the opening frag. It's going to be Fur looking for a second one. Third as well to his name, but he's caught on the reload by Freiberg. Now looking for more is Nynjas and Pyjamas at this moment. But they know not to go in until they hear the bomb planting. Why is that? Because there are 2 players left. Exist is going to try and open up some kind of a path using a frag to do so. If he can get one pick, then that would have helped. It's better than just straight up planting the bomb. Okay, so LG take this round, and that puts them so much closer to match point. But at the same time, I want to highlight what Nynjas and Pyjamas' thought process was there. What happens when it's 2 versus 4 and someone starts the bomb plant? The entire enemy team can hear it at that point. So if we were to see them go through with the execution of the bomb plant, then yeah, they might have gotten it. But it would have been a complete collapse of the counter-terrorist side onto bomb site A, and that, you know, you don't want to do that. If you can get aggressive, if you can take down one more frag, and it's a respectable decision coming in from Nynjas and Pyjamas, if you can bring it back to 2 versus 3 and then get the plant going, then yeah, that's a great position to be in. Better than 2 versus 4. So there's some logic to what they did there. But of course, it didn't pan out in the long run. Exist gonna catch that Molotov. There's only one flashbang here on Nynjas and Pyjamas right now, and they are going for the seldom seen A play for the post pistol round with Tech 9s and full armor vests. This is a one-trick play, but what is working in their favor is the positioning of Luminosity Gaming. They're playing according to Meta. That is 3 CTs on bomb site B, 1 drop, 2 watching corridor entrance. B corridor entrance, as to say, rather. And only 2 players on bomb site A. Not only that, the positioning here for our A players is not optimal to intercept these guys coming in. They were basically distracting the fire, but it's going to be Fur and Fallen getting the first 2 opening frags. It's now only 1 player on bomb site B, and that's all Fur. He takes 1, but his teammates coming in for the rotate to save his skin will shut down Exist, as well as his teammate. This is a very, you know, very, very, very grim position to be in right now if you're Nynjas and Pyjamas. This is essentially a round that is guaranteed, 95% guaranteed to go to Luminosity Gaming. You have to get multiple headshots with a Glock in order to take down your target, even point blank. Unanimous A corridor. No utilities to back this up whatsoever. So this is all point and shoot. We're playing House of the Dead right now. Or Area 51, whatever have you. That's going to be... Well, Fur actually gets overwhelmed very quickly. Couldn't focus on any one target. And so now the terrorists have a weapon to play with, but no armor to go with that. So, I mean, the aim battle should basically go for Luminosity Gaming. But if they could get the win off the back of this round... I mean, off the back of that kind of play, it would be amazing. Exist, now it dropped. He's actually dropping down, and that's going to be Cold Zero shutting it down. FNX getting himself a double. A corridor entrance was made. Now it's all on Freiburg with 7 HP, and, I mean, there's only one way this round can go, essentially. Does spot his target, unable to make that headshot happen, as he was spotted by, I believe, one player on top of bomb site A hut. So now, Nynjas and Pyjamas with their first rifle round to work with. Am I reading this right? Yes. Oh, okay. No, I was looking at it wrong. Okay, never mind. But they are spending all of their utilities at this very moment. The 3-2 split, the standard 3-2 split, but they're going to continue to try and play A off of what they have right now. Respectable choice. 4-man stack for that bomb site as well, and there's a decoy here at bomb site B, rather, just short of B corridor. Has been shut down, however. Creating more noise than would be thought to be possible. Smoke to block off corridor. Perhaps kind of encourage a backpedal here, but Fur, there he is. He's going to find the opening frag. Looking for the second. Will get it, but is shut down by Forest. That was a trade plus for our LG rifleman. Now things are not looking that great. Entry utilities now being tossed in by what remains of the NIP roster. 3 versus 4, 2 on 2 with the site division. And that's Fallen getting one, falling back. Exist, however, is successful in his entry. Fallen is calling for backup. You can hear the footsteps. No, I'm sorry, that's his teammates. Now he can hear the footsteps. 2 AWPs and M4. Cold Zero catches one. Get right, spotted in front of armored car. The best he can do is aim and hope to hit, but that's not good enough now. NIP has to make a very tough choice, and that is, do they buy? Do they full buy to avoid overtime? Or do they play for overtime? It looks a little bit grim on their faces, but they're not that sad given that, I imagine they're not that sad given that they've reached 4th place at ESL Pro League. It's still not the championship, but it's still a good chunk of change to their pockets. They will be eliminated just short of the grand finals if they were to lose here. It's going to be a Galil and 4 Tech 9s as they do rapidly make their entrance to bomb site B. There are 4 CTs eager to greet them, and it's going to be Cold Zero making the opening frag. Unable to get that secondary one as Get Right does pick up a frag, and that's his teammate salvaging the op, but FNX making the plays real with the triple kill. It's all on Freiburg now. Only a Tech 9 in hand. Nicely done, but he's got to do that 3 times over, and he doesn't have a weapon to match that of the terrorist side, or rather CT side, former terrorist side. Does a long rotate. Bomb site B is where the bomb is at, and it's dropped. Just short of getting a second one. And now it's match point for an IP. LG, you can see they know how close they are. You can see a smirk on a couple of the players' faces, but they know it's not over yet. They're going to keep their composure until it goes their way. Full rifles, lacking in utilities, full armor vests coming in from Nynjas and Pyjamas, and forward they go. But they will not go silent into that good night. It's gonna be 2 frags coming in from LG's side of things. 1 refrag coming in from Pith. Pith getting a double to his name. Looking for that triple. CTs are not adequately on position just yet, so the plant could take place. It needs to be picked up. The bomb. It's dropped just a little bit outside of drop. It's between drop and B corridor, as you can see right now. In fact, not Pith, but rather Forrest has full vision of it. LG side of things is just watching it very closely. Pith does bring it to a triple and a quad. Are you kidding me? Is he going to get the ace? The bomb plant is just moments from happening. And oh my god, Pith with the 1 versus 5 ace. And if they go down swinging. And IP does. They show they still have some fight left in them. Look at that. 1, 2. Pith pulls back, grabs the bomb, fakes the plant, and then goes for that final frag. Now, it looks like we do see Nynjas and Pyjamas almost economically exhausted here, but economy has almost no impact on them whatsoever. But look at Luminosity. Hello, they've got essentially upgraded pistols and a Mag 7. I'm not sure if that was a correct toss on the smoke, but Get Right gets the opening frag and a second one to his name as well. He goes in with the weakest weapon. That's going to be 4 frags immediately. No trades coming in from Luminosity Gaming. It's fallen on drop. They had a hell of a comeback against Liquid previously as NIP, but the question is, can they do that again? That was what, 4 or 5 rounds in a row for Luminosity Gaming? That's 1 from Fallen. The crowd is a little bit colorful. I'll say that much. Get right on window. Dropping down, making noise. That's going to be Fallen getting a second one. Soundproof headsets keep players like Fallen from hearing what some audience members are saying right now. I'm not sure if you guys could hear that, but I will not repeat it. Luminosity Gaming coming in with almost a full buy this time around, but it looks like they're trying to take a shortcut to victory in some ways. They're not going to make a full save out of this round. But they do have 2 Mag 7s. And that can work well for them if they are used correctly. No one going to drop this time from Nynjas and Pyjamas. And I think this is something that Luminosity Gaming are reading into more than adequately. There we go. Get Right getting the opening frag. Taco unable to connect anything, unfortunately, as Get Right gets his second frag. Code Zera looking for something with his deagle. Will find 1 for his time and is now stuck dueling against the trio. Op shot misses. Molotov puts him in a very uncomfortable position. He does connect quite a few bullets there, but it's not enough to end the round. Freiberg catching Fallen, rushing out of drop, and now it's all on Fur with a Mag 7, but 4 players remain for Nynjas and Pyjamas. They build a bank off of that. Quite the rowdy fans we have out here today. Everyone's going wild for this motley crew of 5 from Sweden. You can see, in some ways, they're almost the crowd favorite. They want to see the show go on. Only question to be asked now is, can we see Nynjas and Pyjamas pull that rabbit out of their hat? Are they magicians? The superstars of Sweden. Get Right will get that opening frag and spearhead this assault, making it almost essentially so. Taco Now rotating out to one position. FNX will get one, but he's immediately traded out, so that's 4 versus 3, and quite the sour pickle to deal with right now. Taco almost completely overrun there. Instead, duels against Pith and is taken down, but Fallen manages to get a double to his name. 2 versus 2. Low HP on Get Right right now. One bullet can take him down and out. There it is, Exist. Well, nearly lining up, but Fallen brings it to a triple kill. Get Right on Chicken Coop. Last man standing. All pressure on him right now. They have no idea where he is. There's a smoke in front of the bomb. They are searching for him on the bomb site. He's got to make not one, but 2. Fires into the smoke. His position on Chicken Coop is essentially revealed. And that is nearly a second, but is there enough time for the defuse? There is not. And even the observers were fooled, as they thought there would have been enough time. It's Nynjas and Pyjamas at 9 rounds now. By a ring and a prayer, NIP make it last to 9 rounds, and the roar of the crowd is not going to die down anytime soon. They will not go silent into that good night. 5 full AKs. Luminosity Gaming doing too much of the shortcut silly stuff with Mag 7s. Not going for full rifle buys. It's been picked up on, I think, in some ways coming in from NIP, but some Kevlar purchased here. Force now coming in, looking for a second one to his name, and that's 1 for 1 in the trade, still in favor of NIP. The CZ comes in and finishes the job, but so too does that Molotov. Back to 3-2. Now it's 3-1. Jeez Louise. Luminosity Gaming, just I don't know how to place this, but it feels like they're trying to take that shortcut to victory instead of slow and steady wins the race, and it looks like there's been a tactical timeout called in. They're saying to themselves, calm down, guys. Calm down. Calm down. It has to be a timeout. There we go. Round hasn't begun yet. NIP keeping their composure. Is this really an NIP timeout? It's a tactical timeout called by Luminosity Gaming. Probably thinking to themselves, hey guys, I think we've been playing a little bit too troll now. But, we'll be back after this tactical timeout is concluded. How about that? Don't go away, guys. And we're back. Every single round could be the final round of the second half as Luminosity Gaming at match point. They just took a tactical timeout to calm their nerves, think to themselves, all right, well, what do we do now? And are we doing the right things thus far? Nynjas and Pyjamas started at 5 rounds. We saw Luminosity Gaming get to 15. It's Fallen making the opening frag. Get Right venturing straight into the crosshairs through smoke, but it's going to be Cold Zero finishing him off. 3 versus 5 now, and this is looking very grim, but Pith does make a refrag. Fur on top of the trade, but he's taken down by Exist. 3 versus 2, once again in favor of those Brazilian brothers. The bomb is dropped. I don't think the CTs have vision of it. They do pick up the bomb. They can't plant now. It has to be a fake. 59 seconds to work with. No reason to rush to a red light. Especially if that red light can shut you down. Freiburg and Exist, the tag team here. They're waiting for someone to venture into their crosshairs. You can't wait. You have to take the fight to your opponent sometime. But maybe Fallen could end up overextending here. Oh boy. Flash being tossed in. No blind on any of the players. Fallen gets one, and that is going to be finally at the right time now. Luminosity Gaming taking their semifinals match and advancing into the grand finals after finally keeping their cool and bringing themselves back together. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Benjamin Breaker Novotny. We'll see you guys with our next grand finals match very shortly. Or rather, semifinals match. I do apologize.